What's up, people? Another late night video. This time I had to do one about Lomachenko, analyzing and being completely honest about his negative and positive aspect. But mostly it's negative because people are bugging on Facebook, man. They think this man has the right to say that he's one of the greatest boxers ever. Wow. At a lightweight or welterweight, lightweight, that's very, 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 very super hard to do. Is he exciting? Yes, no doubt about it. But there's so many aspects to this game. Is he the best at what he does? Yes, because nobody actually, his style is very unique. But overall, is he the best boxer? No. The stuff he does, you don't teach. And you don't teach that stuff. And let's go to the first fight. I'm gonna just go through a few fights he had. And, I want to start off to say everybody he fought was too small for him. Couldn't punch with him. He's bigger than it seems. And, okay, so he fighting. Shucks. Ramirez. Okay, the first fight is Ramirez. You guys are more familiar at these fights than me nowadays. But Ramirez is tough chin, strong Mexican, take punches, but he's no competition as far as size and weight behind your punches. When you have two people trading punches, the one that's bigger gonna win. Bigger is better in that aspect. Unless the bigger can't box as good as the smaller. The smaller one can outbox the bigger one, then the bigger one is at a greater disadvantage because he's slower and he's a bigger target. So now they got a Philippine guy or Japanese. Yeah, he looked Japanese. You guys know these guys' names better than me. Now, this guy, this guy's actually, he's able to take some punches from Lomachenko in the beginning, but he can never get off. His timing is off because Lomachenko is too strong for him. So he can't really set down and get his rhythm. So now Lomachenko knocked him down with an unbelievable uppercut and then came on top and hit him again. It's like two rock'em sock'ems fighting each other, two people trading punches. You could do all kind of fancy looking stuff because the target is right there. Nobody's doing no extra great movements. So it's easy to hit the people that you fighting when y'all just trading punches like that. Now they got Walters. They're showing Walters. His fight was next. By this time, Lomachenko had y'all guys hooked. Y'all was loving him by now. He's the magician man. And his footwork is nice. Okay, he's avoiding punches from Walters, so you can't tell if he's just overstrengthened Walters yet. But now, once he started touching Walters, Walters was caving in. It wasn't so much that he tricked Walters. He was punching harder than Walters. I think he took Walters' heart. When you the puncher and you supposed to be the big puncher and you come out there and everybody's expecting you to be the big puncher and somebody punches you, it scares you. And Walters looked like he's out of his game plan. He's scared to fight because the puncher got punched. So once again, that doesn't show me Lomachenko is one of the greatest ever. Not from diversity anyway. It looked like he's fighting people that's weaker than him. Whether the management knew it or not, a good eye at looking at it, you could see that he was much more stronger than these guys. And, yeah, he's much stronger than these guys. And, yeah, he just completely took Walter's heart because, you get gun shy when somebody punch hard as you. And as far as him quitting, I've seen people in the gym not want to fight or spar certain people. I had top boxers who didn't want to spar me. I was bigger than them, but I was strong too, and I couldn't box as good as them. But if I hit you, I can hurt you. And a lot of people were scared. Philadelphia, I'm from Philly. In Philadelphia, that's one thing about they don't like punches. A lot of guys there can fight and they take punches, but they really don't like real good punches. That's why what's his name? What's my man? The champion right now. Most champions out of Philadelphia that become great champions are fighter. They can punch, and they got boxing skill, but they can punch also. Philly got a lot of boxers who are scared of punches. Okay, here's another guy he's fighting. Look like he got red and green shorts on. I don't know where he's from, but he's Lomachenko's doing all that dancing and moving and stuff. That's easy. That's 101, footwork, head movement, doing all that, looking cute. That's easy when you can punch harder than somebody because they're not going to be trying to advance to try to hit you too hard. You name me one fighter that Lomachenko did all that pretty stuff to that tried to go after him. None of them. Because he's hitting too hard for these guys. They're too small for him, And we're not going to see any competition with Lomachenko. We're not going to know the truth about him until he fights somebody who can crack him and who can come forward and go after him, cut off the ring the proper way. Who is he fighting now? Oh, this was his last fight. I remember that fight. Same thing. The guy's falling apart every time he get hit. He get hit and like, oh my goodness, this guy's acting like he ain't got no padding in his gloves. Like, this stuff hurts. He busting him up. And, punches ain't no joke. It'll spark fear in your heart if you don't have a good defense. And most boxers don't have defense. So if you can, it's two ways you can dominate in boxing today. Great athleticism where you just don't stop and you just keep coming and you got a good chin, or good defense and good counter punching ability. And you can rule the world because most people in boxing today let you hit them. It's part of boxing to get hit. I was talking to y'all before about being in Philadelphia, New Jersey, Atlantic City, Ohio, South Jersey, Brunswick, Georgia, Atlanta, and I don't remember. Maybe one trainer taught me a block. I learned some defense in Philadelphia. Mr. Howard Mosley, shout out to him. He was one of the only ones that ever showed me how to protect myself. I didn't have to protect myself because I was that tough, but of course I had to protect myself because I couldn't get my rhythm off. I couldn't fight back, and that takes away your rhythm when you get hit. even if you could take it and you don't get knocked out, a good chin don't mean nothing because nobody blocks with your face and then hits back. You know, you don't. Your timing is off. You gotta have a defense. Is that it? So now they calling him the best fighter at boxing in a long time and ever and this and that. You know, I hate to use the race card and all that, but you know, you got to, man. Not until they give us the black people what's rightfully ours, equal opportunity and equal justice. And they can't do that because there's a lot of bad black people out here, and it'll be a problem. It'll be a problem. It'll be a lot of injustice going on both sides. It'll be a little war, man. So they got to try to always make it seem like, and the whites are the majority, so they got to always make it seem like, you know, blacks are always in a struggle to get justice, and whites are so easy. But in reality, man, whites are doing worse than blacks. But they don't want to let you know that. I don't see where he fought Gary in here. I'm trying to find the one where he fought Gary, because that was his best fight. You know why? Because Gary didn't cave into the punches. He had more pride, and he was ready to go all out. But his punching power, Lomachenko punching power, for whatever reason, is making people quit. He's making people quit with his punching power, and he's outweighing these guys. He's out. He's bigger than these guys. If you know, what makes, this is the last thing I'm going to say, man. What makes Floyd Money Mayweather the greatest of all times is not because of his knockout ability, not because of his great defense alone. What makes him the greatest of all time is the simple fact that he doesn't have to hit you hard to beat you. That's a true example of a boxing artist. He doesn't have to hit you hard to beat you. There's nothing more beautiful than seeing a boxing artist offer rhythm, timing, and brutal justice outsmart you like a chess match. There's nothing more beautiful than boxing when somebody can beat you without hurting you. Word up.